So you want to move to America as an au pair, but you don't know where to start. Well, this video is for you. I was an au pair in 2023. I moved from South Africa to the US. And today I'll be covering some of the questions that I've been asked before. I'll be breaking down the entire process from the timeline to the cost, to the visa, the interview questions, everything you need to know before you start your application. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Juliet, and if you're not, welcome back. So today, like I said, I'll be telling you guys on how to become an au pair. I wrote everything down on my phone so I don't forget. So we're gonna get straight into the video. First of all, we need to know what an au pair is. Au pair is essentially a live-in nanny. What you do is you move in with an American host family and you take care of their kids. So now that we got that out of the way, what does the au pair get in return? You're taking care of the kids, but what do you get? So firstly, get weekly pocket money, which is called a stipend. It's not a salary because, you know, it's not enough for a salary. So it's called a stipend, which is $195 a week. Number two, you get meals because, of course, you have to eat, obviously. The host family covers the meals, all the bills. You do not pay any bills because, again, you only get the stipends. Thirdly, you're gonna get educational benefits. This one is a little complicated. They say educational benefits, but the host family only pays $500 towards whatever it is that you're gonna be doing. So it's not really like you can't take like a serious course. It's probably for like the little certifications. If you wanna do maybe CPR, let's say you have to pay $500. Your host family can pay for that. That's all. Nothing over $500. Oh yeah, I think that's it. And of course, the last one, you get an opportunity to just experience America as somebody who's in their 20s, because, like, you know, you gotta live your life. Oh, I used Au Pair in America, but there is a lot of agencies that you could use out there. The other one that I know of is Cultural Care Au Pair. That one is so big, but I couldn't match with the family, so I had to switch to Au Pair in America. So just know you have a couple of options, just to put it out there. But today I'm going to tell you about two of them, which is Au Pair in America and Cultural Care Au Pair, because my sister used Cultural Care and I used Au Pair in America. So I'm not going to tell you about something that I never used, because, you know, if something happens, I don't want you to be like, oh, she told me, she told me, she told me. So I'm going to tell you about my experience. I used Au Pair in America. So before you go ahead and fill out that application, you got to know what the requirements are so you don't waste your time. Okay, so we're gonna start with the first and most important one, the age. The age is from 18 to 26. If you're still within the age range, go ahead and fill out that application. Secondly, of course, you need to have good English because you need to communicate with the kids, with the family. I mean, there are some au pairs from like countries, maybe like Brazil, Mozambique. You know, the English is not that good. You can still learn. But if you're starting now, I would suggest you polish your English a little bit, you know? You polish it a little bit, you start speaking English every day. That's gonna help you so you don't have a difficult time navigating, you know, communicating with your host family. So yeah, good communication. Thirdly, you gotta have childcare experience. This one is a bit tricky. For me, they had told me I have to have experience. That doesn't include my own siblings, you know, because a lot of people only take care of their siblings and cousins and whatnot. So if that's you, I would suggest you start right now, like babysitting for people that are not family. That way you get used to actually doing the babysitting job instead of just watching your siblings, because you know when you're watching your siblings, you could just do whatever you want, they could just eat whatever they want, you're basically just watching them. But it's going to be different when you're here because you're actually working. You know, there's rules. People want you to take care of their kids a certain way. You gotta follow rules. There's diets. There's schedules. All of that. So I would suggest you apply for like a nanny job while you still filling out the process. You know, maybe volunteer or actually work at a daycare. That will probably help. You know, that would definitely help because that way you're gonna be used to different kids, how they react and stuff like that. You obviously need a passport, obviously, trick certificate, and a license. So if you don't have those, I would suggest you work on getting them. A license, though, they will tell you you can work on getting your license while matching with families. So you can start your application right now and then start the driving lessons. you know, but just be sure to communicate with the family. If you match with the family before you're done with the license, don't forget to let them know, like, hey, I'm still waiting on my license, I'm still taking my driving lessons. Because when I tell you, I started my driving lessons in April and I only got my license in November. So that takes a while. Just get that out of the way. A passport is not a problem. Only takes about 2 weeks. Took me 2 weeks to get mine in South Africa, so that's not even a big issue. Clean criminal background. They're gonna send you to get that done. So fingerprints, whatnot, and you're gonna pay that for yourself. Yeah, I think I paid about 200 rands to get the criminal background check. So if you have a criminal background check, oh, honey, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna take you or not. So I don't know. Whatever number we're at, you have to be in good health. This one, they do not play about this one. They will give you a form that you need to go to a doctor, get a whole physical done, and then the doctor has to fill out that form. And also you need to go get an x-ray so they can make sure you don't have TB, because again, they do not play about those things, okay? Because remember, you're working with kids, you got to travel to a whole different country. Make sure you have good references. Make sure you have people that are going to speak highly of you. They're also going to ask for personal references. Maybe they're going to say, you want to talk to your neighbor, just so we can know what kind of person you are. So be mindful of that. You need references. And also always check for the latest requirements. Because remember, this is from my experience in 2023. Obviously, a lot of things have changed. So go ahead and check for the latest requirements. Thank you. You already know what you need and you have everything, or you could get everything. So now what do? You go to the website, Au Pair in America. You're going to fill out your information. On that, they're going to ask for pictures with kids and videos. You need to have appropriate pictures, okay? You cannot put pictures of you in a club with alcohol, smoking. No. So you need pictures with kids while you're playing, while you're babysitting, while you're at daycare. Just have a lot of pictures. Every time you babysit or you see your baby cousins, just make sure to take a picture or a video. You're gonna put obviously the childcare, the references, all the other required paperwork. And then you're gonna also have to put a personal essay, like let people know about you. Because remember, this is gonna be the profile that host family are looking at. So you want to make a first good impression. You can make the essay as like a video. See how this video, see how I'm sitting here and I'm like, hey, my name is Juliet, I'm 23, blah, 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 blah. Just tell them a bit about yourself, why you love working with kids, all of that. So now is the interview part. You're talking to families. How do you pick a family? What questions do you ask the family? How do you know they're the right family for me? These are some of the questions the family might ask you. Why do you want to become an au pair? What's your childcare experience? How do you handle a toddler having a tantrum? How do you discipline a toddler? So make sure you always are prepared for all those questions. In fact, write them down. That's what I did. I did my research. I watched videos. I Googled questions and I wrote them down so I don't panic when I'm like, when I'm talking to the family, because they're going to interview like this. FaceTime, video call. You're going to talk to the family on video call. They want to see you. So if you don't think about your answers, you're not prepared, they're going to see you panic, and it's going to seem like you're lying. Ask the families about them, because most of the time they just be asking you questions. Like some of the families I was talking to, they were just asking me questions like, how do you do this? How do you do that? How do you do this? But I didn't even get a chance to kind of like, okay, what about me? So make sure you also write your own questions down. So some of the questions you might ask them is, what is my daily schedule going to be like? What am I going to do? Like, what are the chores? Run me through a normal day in a life. Like, what would my day look like? And they're going to tell you. Maybe they'll say, you're going to wake up at 7:30. You're going to get the kids ready. You're going to take them to the bus stop. You're going to pick them up after school. You're going to do this. You're going to clean the house, blah, 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 blah. So make sure to always ask so you're prepared and before you make your choice with the family and that you're picking the right family. Ask them about their kids, like how old are they? What do they like? How many activities do they have? Because remember, oh my gosh, kids in America, guys, they have a lot of extra curriculum activities. When they come back from school, that's not just it. No, you're gonna pick them up from school. They gotta go to basketball, swimming, all these activities. So always make sure to ask, Ask them about their curfew, like what time am I supposed to be home? Am I allowed to go out after 10? Am I allowed to bring my friends over? Because remember, you're gonna have other au pair friends, and are they allowed to stay over the night? Am I allowed to stay over the night at their host pair? Promise you, this one's important, okay? Ask them about the car. Like, do I get the car for my own personal use, or is the car just for me to take the kids like to school, to pick them up? And then, like, some families you're not allowed to use their car. The car is just for like doing running errands, groceries, getting the kids from school, and all of that. But you will not be allowed. You probably have to use your own money to Uber around. So always make sure to ask. Okay, I think it's once a month. You're gonna meet with other au pairs from around, and you're gonna like go to, let's say, a bowling alley. I went to the White House. We got to explore the White House inside. So that's what you need to ask. Like, am I gonna take the car, or will I need to Uber there? And now for the important part, the cost. How much does it cost? So this one depends on different countries, because remember, au pairs are from all around the world, and it depends on your country. But right now we'll be talking about South Africa because I am South African. The biggest cost was the agency, paying the agency. The original amount was 9,000, but they were running a special for that time when I was applying, so I only got to pay 5,000. The second one is the visa. The visa, I think I paid 2,900. I am not sure. Again, this has been a while. The passport cost, also, I don't remember how much passports cost in South Africa. Medical exam, this is another one that is different for every doctor. So background check. So these are the things you will need to pay for by yourself. The plane cost, the agency covers for that. So how long does the whole thing take? For me, I started applying in January of 2021. I left South Africa on March 23rd, 2023. So a little over 2 years for me. So the timeline is different for everyone. I know people that applied, that started their application, and 2 months later they had a family, they were flying out. So just be mindful that everybody's experience is different. Started because I didn't have my license. Like I said, I started my license in 2021 after I graduated. I was 19. From April till November, I was working on driving and getting my license. And then in 2022, I got the rest of the stuff, which was the doctor's thingies, the x-rays done, interviewing families, because, I couldn't find a family that I felt like, okay, this one is making me comfortable enough. Now, let's say you found a family and you're all ready for your visa interview. For the visa, honestly, the agency will call you. They'll tell you everything. The question is, what if I get homesick? What if I get here and you don't want to do this anymore? You want to go back home? So the agency does cover your costs to come back home. Also, they give you another option to rematch. So if you don't like your family that you're living with, maybe they're making you do too much, you could just talk to, there's somebody called an LLC that they work for the agency. You could talk to them. They'll come to your house. You can talk to them and tell them, hey, I don't like this family. Can I get another one? They're going to give you 2 weeks to find a different family to match with. And if that 2 weeks goes by and you have no family, they're going to have to send you home. So when you start the rematch process, just be prepared. You're going to have to get a family within 2 weeks. And if there's a question I did not answer, you could just put it in the comments below and I'll try to answer it. Or if you have a more private questions, you could DM me on my Instagram. It's Juliet_Bella25 and I will answer you. I hope this video answered all your questions. And if you're currently in the application process, good luck to you. I hope your application goes well. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.